Okay. Right, we're rolling, are we, Dom? Not so far. Good evening, everybody. Thanks all for coming. Thank you to those of you who are on Zoom. If not now, perhaps later. So I'm here to launch my new collection of poetry called The Parrot in the Mango Tree. And I'll explain the reason for the title in a minute. But I just want to say a little word about that most important of all things connected to poetry, and that is money. Because the book costs £10, and that sounds quite a lot of money in some ways, but I'm going to explain why it's not actually very much money at all. And the reason for that is that my book, The Parrot in the Mango Tree, contains 58 poems plus 12 haiku. And haiku being very short poems, they're still poems. That makes 70. 70 poems. 70 poems for £10, and that works out at 14.3 pence per poem. Now, if that isn't a bargain, you know, poems are good value when you think about it in those terms, don't you? And obviously, that's only if you read the poem only once. If you read the poem twice, it cuts it down to 7 pence, 7.15 or whatever that comes out at. And yeah, exactly. Exactly. The book eventually becomes free. Yeah. So how good a value is that? Yeah, a friend of mine who was at my preview launch, so to speak, calling it a preview launch in Cardigan. Yeah, thank you very much, Kitty. And yeah, he said that he and his wife had been trying to get hold of the book from each other, you know, and they thought they got it down to about 4 pence per poem now. So so there we are. And just a little quote here I'd just like to, because I like this quote very much, and it seems quite relevant. It's by an American poet called Don Marquis, and he said this: "Publishing a volume of verse is like dropping a rose petal down the Grand Canyon and waiting for the echo." Isn't that a lovely quote? So, as you'll all probably know by now, the book is poems about work and poems about death, a most cheerful subject. But I think it's something that we all should be more conscious of. You know, we spend our lives trying to avoid thinking about death and being emotionally devastated when deaths do occur. And so, for some reason or other, I don't know why I've written so many death poems, but there we are. I thought it's time to put them in a book, and so that's the reason for that. And so some of the poems in the death section are emotionally quite disturbing, and I find them actually impossible to read myself. A friend of Jackie's said, described some of them as almost unbearable. No, I'm not sure that's something to be proud of, but anyway, I won't be reading any of those tonight because I'll probably cry while I'm reading them. So I'm going to read some of the what I call more upbeat death poems. How about that? But I'll start with the work section. And so the book is called The Parrot in the Mango Tree because I read a book by the Colombian novelist Gabriel Garcia Marquez called Love in the Time of Cholera. And in that book, the main character, Dr. Juvenal Urbino, dies while trying to rescue his pet parrot from a mango tree. And I liked that book, and it just seemed an appropriate title for my book. And so I actually designed the cover myself. I got somebody else, a professional, to actually do the final drawing and so on. But I knew how I wanted the book to look, and I knew what color I wanted the book to be. So that's how it turned out. So I'm going to start by reading the first poem from the work section, which is called Parkinson's and the Parrot. So some of you, I think most of you probably know by now, but I've actually got Parkinson's disease. That's why I'm shaking a bit now. And there's a lot more to it than shaking, mind you. So if I start screaming at the top of my voice and standing upside down on the chair, probably put it down to Parkinson's. Parkinson's and the Parrot. Well, of course I'd call it work, wouldn't you? It's certainly not my idea of fun. I spend all day trying to get Cordelia back, but every time I make a grab, she just steps sideways along the branch and screeches, "Bagger off! Bagger off!" And as you know, I've got Parkinson's and my balance isn't good. Shouldn't even be up a ladder or in a tree, especially with all that shaking going on. But who else is going to get her down and back into that cage? It's not the first time my cleaner has allowed her to escape. It's a labor of love recapturing my 200-year-old awkward, fast-talking bird. She should tell the endless visitors to bagger off, not me. Too bloody clever by half. I will get her to come down and say sorry if it's the very last job I do. Thanks very much. And so it seems right to pair that poem with the one in the death section, which starts the death section. And that's called While Trying to Retrieve My Pet Parrot from a Mango Tree. So this is one of my upbeat poems about death, I like to think. I do not know when death will take me, nor how. Car crash, perhaps, cancer, falling from a mango tree while trying to recapture my escaped pet parrot, or more likely stretching for an out-of-reach apple from an apple tree. But it sits on my shoulder and talks to me, death that is, not the parrot, though not in a morbid way, reminding me to work at the practice of care and kindness, banish prejudice, develop the mind's acuity, to observe, listen, love, take time by the hand and hold it close, walk with it through the rain, the frost, and the searing sun, the seasons, to always push on, keep learning, and travel light into that deep drift of mysterious darkness. Right, this next one, I need to explain a little bit about this next one. This next one's called Don't Wanna Be, Wanna Be. And it's quite weird because it actually came out of my head in the voice of Benjamin Zephaniah. Now, why that happened, and it sounds rather strange, but that's just literally how it happened. And so I tend to read it in a mock Benjamin Zephaniah voice. And I don't really think I could read it in any other way. So that's what I'm going to inflict on you. I did actually, back in 1983, it was, or 84, I went to a reading that Benjamin Zephaniah gave in a pub. And towards the end, he kind of was walking out, and I'd been at the back watching and listening very intently, as I tend to do with poets. And he walked towards me and he looked me right in the eyes and gave me a little smile as if to say, you know, I know a fellow poet when I see one, you know. But he didn't say anything at all. So this is Don't Wanna Be, Wanna Be for Benjamin Zephaniah. He doesn't know, of course. And I think he'd be cool about it, by the way, as well. Don't want to be a retail analyst expert checking sales figures of department stores. Don't want to be a tiles or a carpet salesman with my brain full of measuring 1,000 floors. I want to be a poet or a painter or a theatre actor, a pianist, saxophonist or film director, playing with them words or them paint or them musical vibration, filling up me head with some good inspiration. Don't want to be a surgical hospital doctor, cutting open them bodies just for checking them tubes. Don't want to be a tough guy private detective, searching them scenes of them crimes for clues. I want to be a poet or a painter or a theatre actor, a pianist, saxophonist or film director, playing with them words or them paint or them musical vibration, filling up me head with some good inspiration. Don't want to be executive of top 10 company, big cars and a yacht and no damn scruple. Don't want to be a brutal riot policeman, smashing up the head of the protest people. I want to be a poet or a painter or a theatre actor, a pianist, saxophonist or film director, playing with them words or them paint or them musical vibration, filling up me head with some good inspiration. Don't want to be a know-all politician, lying to the people just to keep them power. Don't want to be a king or a prince or a sultan, living in them palace or them ivory tower. I want to be a poet or a painter or a theatre actor, a pianist, saxophonist or film director, playing with them words or them paint or them musical vibration, filling up me head with some good inspiration. Don't want to be a banker or a tax collector, robbing from them poor just to fatten them rich. Don't want to be a BBC News reporter bringing bad news about somebody in a ditch. I want to be a poet or a painter or a theatre actor, a pianist, saxophonist or film director, playing with them words or them paint or them musical vibration, filling up me head with some good imagination. Right. I write quite a lot of poems to paintings, and ekphrastic poems, as they're called. Just trying to find the page now. But I've got a painting here with me. So it's not a painting, it's a picture of a painting. So some of you will know that painting anyway, and it's by L.S. Lowry, called Man Lying on a Wall. I don't know if you people on YouTube can actually see that. I'll hold it up to the camera, hide my face. So that is by L.S. Lowry, and he was now a very famous painter who painted around Salford in what is now Greater Manchester, which is where I grew up. I spent 15 years of my life there, and a lot of the scenes in Lowry's paintings are very familiar to me, in the sense that when I was a small child, I would go around the markets and the mill towns and so on with my parents and see scenes that are exactly like Lowry's paintings. And so I wrote a poem, page 15. You don't need to know that, called Man Lying on a Wall. And here it is. Man Lying on a Wall, after the painting by L.S. Lowry. Hey up, lad, what the bloody hell are you doing lying on that wall? This is Manchester, mate, and the eternally grinding mills of God's machine hunger for your blood. The state rewards only those who participate. Industry waits for no man. What do you mean you've hurt your back and that's why you're lying there? Sounds like a pack of lies to me. There's work to be done, mate. We'll have to investigate your claim for disability benefit. You're looking a little too relaxed and far too well dressed to me. As for that bag and umbrella, who are you trying to kid, mate? There's no room for sponges in this big society of ours. The unprofitable hours zip by. What do you mean it's Sunday anyway? You should still be doing something. The devil makes work for idle hands, mate. Get off your back before it's too late. Are you going to a match next Saturday? My money's on United to win 4-0. What do you mean you're a Bolton Wanderers fan? There's something wrong with you, mate. I'd better send for yellow van. Anyway, it's time for you to extricate yourself from that prostrate pose. You've got a bloody nerve to laze and doze or even meditate while the rest of us pull our fingers out for state. You can't just lie on a wall and luxuriate yourself like that. It's time I made that call. Bloody layabout. Right, this is, I haven't read this out before. This next one, I haven't read this out before. It's quite a long poem. It may take up about 6 minutes to read. And it's called What About the Workers? Or what about the workers then? And it's got an epigraph at the beginning. That's one of those quotes you take from somebody else who's written something a bit better than yourself. Because it makes your poem look really good, like you've been reading some proper poetry. And this quote is from Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. And he says, and Walt Whitman says this: the woodman that takes his axe and jug with him shall take me with him all day. The farmhand ploughing in the field feels good at the sound of my voice. I go with fishermen and seamen and love them. What about the workers? Gratitude to the rushed off her feet, no time for lunch nurse who watches over her ward with ever kind words, who carries away your container of piss or worse, who listens to the whinging and grumbling and downright rudeness of ungrateful patients and the moans and the groans and the wheezing uttered into the monitor-clicking soft night shift, and who dreams of her next weekend off, but will probably sleep right through it, and anyway can't afford to do anything more exciting than watch a TV film with a glass of Shiraz and fall into leg-twitching, fitful sleep 10 minutes after it starts, with Merlot the cat curled up on her lap. Gratitude to the mend it right now by the side of the road car mechanic who can tell the sound of the ticking of worn tappets from a damaged pushrod and knows her worm gear from her rack and pinion, and who worships only the almighty God of the smoothly running internal combustion engine, who never strokes her stubbly chin and says, "Blimey, love, I reckon your cam belt's gone, probably need a new engine," and who will put you back on the road with a confident clunk of the car bonnet and "your car's good for another 50 thou," as she wipes her miraculous hands on an oil-smeared, sweat-stained boiler suit. Gratitude to the invisible, dreadlocked, rapping rasta toilet cleaner at the bus station, who mops up the dribbled puddles all around the unhappy and abused urinals, who gathers up discarded needles in the stinking cubicles and unblocks a U-bend blocked with fetid intimate grot that you would not flush down, or would you, your own beautiful precious pipework, and who sleeps on threadbare sofas as he surfs friends' flats, and sometimes ends up all night in the naked shivering street, looking for a disused warehouse, and doesn't want his employers to know that he is of no fixed abode, because even a crap job is a job, and how else will he feed himself? Gratitude to the cabbage-cutting, strawberry-picking migrant field worker, whose work is always casual and uncertain, whose fingers burn with the fire of frost before you have pushed off your sleepy, dream-snug duvet, who is told to work on in the mud-sucking, skin-soaking rainstorm because contracts have to be met, and if he doesn't do it, there's someone else will, you can be sure of that. So don't bother coming back tomorrow to pick the tomatoes and the peppers, dig the parsnips and potatoes for the ever-hungry, never-satisfied customers who always assume it's all done by machine these days in it. Gratitude to the bang-on-time, calypso song, poetry-composing bus driver, whose wide Trinidadian smile lights up your after-work, weary winter homeward journey, and who, if health and safety rules allowed, would jump out of his seat to help the old lady with 4 carrier bags and a shopping trolley, or the young mother with 2 tetchy toddlers and a teething baby, and who reads Dylan Thomas and Derek Walcott in his break, and would invite you to recite a poem or sing some blues to pay your 5-stop fare. But rules is rules, man, so let's carry on smiling and keep this world as happy as we can rid 'em it, steel pan it, man. Gratitude to the always in demand, never enough time care worker, who calls on and cares for your mother or father 2 or 3 times a day, who goes the extra unpaid mile to help out when the day turns critical, like waiting for the doctor because your father has taken too many of his pills, or because your mother says she's planning to kill herself today, and who wipes up dribble and shit and vomit and snot, because who else is going to, and who doesn't get home until late at night when her children have already gone to bed without a bedtime story and are kissed on a sleeping cheek to wake in the next stress-rushed, no time for breakfast morning. Gratitude to the whistling bin man, to the slaughterman, to the sou'westered fisherman who hauls in your dinner. Gratitude to those who mine the minerals for your mobile phone, to the chatty checkout operator, waitress, white van online purchase delivery driver, big issue vendor, Chinese electronics factory worker, Bangladeshi sweatshop seamstress, to those who milk the cows, make your cheese. Gratitude to the gossip-snipping barber, to the man who sucks out your septic tank in the pissing rain on Christmas Eve, to the publican pulling pints in the beer-snoozing afternoon. What about the Brazilian child running guns and drugs through the favelas? The Indian child picking rubbish from the rat-infested, stinking mountain to recycle on the streets? The not-yet teenage child picking coffee, cocoa, cotton, and missing out on her education? Now count the cogs and bolts and screws and pills, the levers and the blades, the urine samples, delivery parcels, shelves of gleaming vegetables, mops and disinfectant bottles, toilet rolls and coffee cups that keep your everyday rotating on its slickly lubricated spindle until the rot and rust and mold set in and return you to the nurse who is always waiting in the corridor, needle in her steady hand. And there, behind her, look now, the funeral director. He's finished his cornflakes, gives the hearse a last-minute polish, while the engine purrs under the gleaming curve of the bonnet, where he sees his misshapen reflection in its funhouse mirror, adjusts his smile, straightens his black tie, checks his watch. Thank you very much. I'll leave it now. Oh, yes. So I've written quite a few poems about, how can we put this? People at the bottom of the social scale, you know, who are struggling to work for a living, let's put it that way. And this is another one here. Because like Walt Whitman himself, I feel an affinity with those people. And I've done quite a lot of shit jobs myself, to be honest. Anyway, this is called Down the Posh Wash Car Wash. Yeah, that's where I work. It's a job, I suppose. Could be worse. It's shit in winter, mind. Day after day. Take all the shifts I can get, though. Mostly tidy cars. Audis, Volvos, Bimmers, Mercs. Well, who's going to bring their crappy little rust bucket? Got to wash their own, they have, just like me. Not that I can afford a car like. Who are all these people in their fancy cars? I don't know. Estate agents, doctors, IT experts. I ain't going to get rich doing this job. Day after day. Ain't going to get rich, and that's that. You don't half sweat in these waterproofs. Summer's good. No need for waterproofs then. Shorts, trainers, vest. Oh yeah, fair play. Summer's good. Those women in their short skirts, black tights, tidy Audis. Fuck me, gives you something to dream about. Gets you through the day. Well, something's got to. I like to make their bodies gleam, mind. The cars, I mean. Like a shoe shine, boy. Take a pride in your work. That's what I always say. Still, shouldn't grumble. A lot worse where I came from. Had to get the wife and kids out of there. She'll be cleaning the floors tonight, the missus. Could nick some food off the shelves, probably. But no, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what I always say. She'll be down the food bank on Friday. Well, how are we supposed to manage? Ashamed she is. But you got to do what you got to do. That's what I always say. Now, who's that smart-ass prick over there trying to jump the queue? Thinks he's more important than the rest of us. Fancy fucking brand spanking four-wheel drive. Loaded. He could slip me a tenner. I fucking hate this job. Day after day. But what am I supposed to do, eh? What am I supposed to do? So very much now. I'm going to read another one I haven't read out before, and this is I don't want to bore you to death with poems about people at the lower end of the social scale struggling to make a living, but these are the times of the what's it called, the cost of living crisis and all that. So it's probably quite relevant in some ways. And this one was inspired by a Mexican film, a film directed by Lila Abiles, who is a young female Mexican film director. And the film was called La Camarista in Spanish, which translates to chambermaid. And I think this applies to lots of other people, possibly also to the guy down the posh wash car wash. So this is called 24th Floor Dreams. Rosa Maria has dreams to work her way up from the 24th floor to the 42nd floor in the Altamira Hotel, where executive suites boast a swimming pool and a balcony for late-night tequilas or margaritas in the air-conditioned, sweltering urban heat that overlooks the flashing, kaleidoscopic, 24/7 neon-lit cityscape. Luxurious rooms beyond your dreams. Luxurious rooms beyond your dreams. Room after room after room, she scrubs blood from toilet bowl or bath, lipstick off mirrors, removes stained, solid, slovenly sheets, and smooths out pristine pillowcases, unblemished quilt covers, stacks deep pile towels, face flannels. 2 long bus rides to get home at night to her young son, Reuben. And if she misses the last one, she sleeps in a cupboard in the laundry. She sleeps in a cupboard in the laundry, and she dreams of a better life for her son. She dreams of servicing the super rich, of gathering crumbs, the dropped and scattered crumbs, or crumbs freely given, maybe. And she hopes they will someday make a loaf. Rosa Maria never complains. She goes to classes for reading and writing. She reads books in her lunch break. She reads books in her lunch break, feeding her dreams, opening up her chances. But now the guest in 2447 wants more towels, more soap, more shampoo. Every day he wants more. It's all piling up, unused, again. She serves all guests conscientiously, attendant to their comfort. She speaks politely. He ignores her. He stares at his screen. He stuffs his face. He stares at his screen. He stuffs his face. Rosa Maria is 24. How long will she work on the 24th floor? She hopes for the occasional silk dress left in a room by a careless guest. It's hers if the guest fails to return and claim it. She can sell the dress or trade with it. She keeps asking her manager, more dreams. And what about the 42nd floor? And what about the 42nd floor? She's caught in the clutches of others' luxury, but the elevator's on the way up. How else can she escape? Will a life of long labor crush out her sparkle, gaiety, beauty, spirit? 2 long bus rides to get home to her son. Plenty of time for dreams. Rosa Maria has dreams. Right, one more for the work from the work section now. And then I'm going to go on to death. So we're all looking forward to that. So this was inspired by a guy I actually met. I can't remember quite when now, but just meeting this guy just inspired the poem straight. I just went away and wrote the bloody poem down, which is how it works sometimes. And it's just called And Sometimes. And sometimes you're happy to be confronted and challenged by the local mechanical whiz kid in his greasy jacket and jeans, the one earring, and his roll-up dog end stuck with spittle to his lower lip, and his stubbly, I don't give a flying fuck who you are scowl, and who was dismantling and rebuilding motorbike engines at 13 while you were in your bedroom reading books, and at 15 was hot wiring cars on the local estate while you were still in your bedroom reading books, and who doesn't give a shit that you write poems and can recite some Shakespeare and says, William Shakespeare, what film was he in then? And before you can answer, and because in fact he doesn't want you to think him ignorant, says, no, don't tell me, he's one of them hip-hop rappers, right? And he's bristling with spanners and hammers and screwdrivers, and you just say, well, yeah, something like that, I guess. And what you love about him most of all is the way he prods and pokes in the running machine and lets the cogs and ratchet of his ticking mind turn a few more revolutions through a puff of smoke, and finally gives it to you straight. Your drive belt's fucked, mate. Right, that's work done with. After a fashion, there's a lot more work poems in the book, of course. If you're keen to read more, you can always buy the book for that bargain price of 14.3 pence per poem. When the war in Ukraine began, I was immediately, well, I guess, to be honest, emotionally disturbed by the whole business, really, as I am by any war, really. But obviously it's closer to home being in Europe. So I wrote, there's going to read 2 poems now inspired by the early stages of the war in Ukraine. So the first one's called All Those Ukraines. Because you know, there are wars continuously all around the world, in Yemen and Afghanistan and a whole host of other places, lots of which we just kind of tend to ignore or get a bit blasé about seeing them on the news. And they're often not close enough to home to affect us enough, you know. So all those Ukraines. Here we go again, nailing the present onto the unlearned lessons of history. Not with nails this time, oh Jesus, but bullets, missiles, tanks, rocket launchers, fired by the dogma of ideals and ideas of racial purity, empire expansion, political perfectionism, the greed for territory and economic resources, the pursuit of privilege and above all power from autocratic totalitarian megalomaniacs, Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler, Pol Pot, Idi Amin, Francisco Franco, Joseph Stalin, Robert Mugabe, Saddam Hussein, Vladimir Putin, and all who rise and rise and rise, their resistible rise to abusive power, and then cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, so that old men and old women, fearful mothers and children, abandon homes and flee down roads and rail tracks, and those who refuse to leave go underground as their apartment blocks are shelled. The husbands, the sons, the brothers of refugees are butchered, bombed, and blown apart. The death of young children is collateral damage. All is severed, ripped, burned, wasted under the blue sky, over the yellow corn. And as they crush out life, the wheels of the war machine turn, 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 and turn yet again. The next poem was inspired specifically by a piece of newsreel on the BBC News inside a hospital. I think it might have been in Kyiv, but it might have been somewhere in the east of Ukraine. This one's a sonnet. And it's called The Power and the Cruelty. Dmitry is 8 years old in Ukraine. The shrapnel in his skull has been removed. Maybe he will always suffer pain. The tubes, the drips, the ventilator prove how close he came to losing his young life. His facial skin is blooded, bruised, and scarred. Can others of his family now survive as Putin's tanks and missiles still bombard the city's hearts and hospitals and homes, and normal life is stranded and destroyed? The Kremlin thinks its power overcomes, but such inhuman powers null and void. The cruel Putin's eyes look hard and cold. Dmitry in Ukraine is 8 years old. Right, I'm going to do one more poem, sitting down, and then I'm going to stand up if I can. So this is what I could seriously probably call an upbeat death poem. How about that? An upbeat death poem. And it's kind of, you know, if we are very aware of our impermanence, if you like, aware of our mortality, then we should really be more enthusiastic about making the best of our lives. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do here in this poem called "Not Yet Ready." And there is a very small quote. I've lifted a little line from Robert Burns in this poem. Some of you might recognize that. Not yet ready. Because I have not yet read all the works of Tolstoy, Chekhov, Gogol, and Dostoevsky, nor yet reread all the ones I did read as a young man, nor Charles Dickens, Emile Zola, Thomas Hardy, and Virginia Woolf. Because I am not fluent in Spanish and Welsh and Russian and Icelandic, and because I cannot name every bird whose song delights my ear. Because only once or twice in my life has the glimpse of a kingfisher jeweled a precious river morning. Because I have never traveled to Georgia, Uzbekistan, Jerusalem, the Lebanon, or spent a night in the Atacama or Sahara Desert and heard the stars still tell me their stories. Because I don't know all the Norse myths, the Greek myths, the Navajo myths, the Australian Aborigine myths, and because I am still learning to sit in silence, I mean silence. Because I don't yet understand the gift of cirrus clouds, stratocumulus, nimbostratus, castellanus clouds, and because I am not acquainted with the travels of the toads that appear at my doorstep, because I cannot stop buying all the books I will never read but thirst for, and the stacked up lives grow ever higher, because I never think to use the parsley, rosemary, thyme, and fennel that my garden grows, because I still have so much work to do to be a better human being, because I have not seen enough of silver moons, autumn leaves, babies' smiles, women's laughter, the cool blade of the sun emerging out of eastern seas, because I have not yet heard every note of Miles Davis, Bessie Smith, Nina Simone, Jimi Hendrix, and all of Beethoven's late quartets, because I must listen again to allow the symphonies of Sibelius to reveal their secrets, because I want to dance flamenco, tango, fandango, saltarello, tarantella, monferrina, girometta, because I still have poems to write, even if I'm repeating myself yet again, and even if nobody should ever read them, but I write for the pure joy of artistic creation. Because heathered hills all over these islands keep calling out to me to walk alone in wind or rain or frost or sun, to make me stray my gladsome way and view the charms of nature. Because the butterfly is on the wing for a blink of the eye of time, and because music fades and the stars fade and the fire goes out, leaving only grey ash. Because, in spite of it all, I have not passed enough time doing nothing. I mean nothing. Because art galleries, theatres, cafes, city streets, poets, beggars, strangers, all call out to me with their sad songs. And because I am mad to know, mad to know, mad to know, mad to know whether the world ends with a bang or a whimper, I am not yet ready for death. I'm now going to pick the microphone up and move to the other stand of the microphone. I also need to burp a little. It's all right, all business is poetry launch lark, isn't it? Ah. Am I going to take my jacket? Oh, yeah, I could take my jacket off, couldn't I? I've also take my jacket off. Do you like my shirt? This is only just to make Dom jealous. He's never got a shirt quite as bright as mine. I'm sure he will one day. It's a bit grey tonight, Dom. So this, I'm going to do a few performance pieces now, and only a few. One will be read off the page, that's in a minute. But this one is in the book, but I like to perform it. And it's a death poem of sorts, if I can remember it. I hope I don't have to go back and start again and look from the book, but here we go. And it's called, what is it called? Dancing My Way to Death. Thanks, Jackie, for looking it up, but you didn't need to tell me. It comes eventually. You know, sometimes there's a long delay in my memory process, so it comes eventually. So if there's any pauses in here, well, you know, eventually the lines will come, hopefully. Dancing my way to death. Not knowing how much time remains, I put on some music in the living room and dance like I never did before. Oh, that shy, inhibited, studious boy. I hop like a kangaroo with fleas. What happens next? I think Jackie ought to read it out and I'll just do the actions. I hop like a kangaroo with fleas. I strut like a turkey that doesn't believe in Christmas. Oh God, I can't. I fly like an aeroplane that will never land but disappear into the blue, blue forever. I click my fingers. I've got to be prompted all the way through this bloody poem now. I click my fingers like flamenco dancer El Tigre. I twirl my arms and stamp my feet like Vicente Escudero. I sway like Raquel de Luna. What does he do? I shake my Parkinson's shake. I shimmy my Parkinson's shimmer. Shimmy, shimmy. Oh, bloody hell. Yes, Jackie, you'll have to keep prompting me, I think. I shimmy my Parkinson's shimmy. Yeah, that's the one. I rock my hips to and fro like a connecting rod and piston. I'm a lovely mover and alone in my spinning, shaking, who knows when dying, flying world. And the bananas in the fruit bowl look embarrassed, but continue to ripen. The apples breathe in and out on their way to decay. And who can stop any of this? I just keep taking the pills. There will be coffee and cake and poetry read on the street in flowery shirts. Sometimes, when the hot sun shines, perhaps I will unfurl myself onto the lawn, dressed in a crimson shirt and nothing else, and try the rumba, the bossa nova, the samba, the mambo, the cha-cha-cha, till my light goes out for good and the earth spins on without me. Until my light goes out for good and the earth spins on without me. But one of the problems with Parkinson's is sometimes you can hardly move your bloody legs at all, you know. So when I'm dancing in my living room all at home with my music on loud, sometimes it's just what I call a manic shuffle, you know, just about moving my feet at all. I have to do it all with my hands, you know. But I don't care because there's only me there doing it, and it's you know, nobody can see and criticize and say, Dave, that's not a very good, it's not a very good fandango there, you know. Right. Now, this piece I haven't read out before at all in public. Only 2 people have actually heard it at all. They're both in this room and they both know who they are. I'm calling, it's not a poem, by the way. I should start by saying it's not really a poem. I'm calling it a vision for voices, in the sense that this is primarily dialogue in here, and you can envisage the scene yourself. So that's the vision aspect of it. And the death theme is continued in here because, you know, I've got to continue the death theme. It's called All the President's Men. And yeah, so what I should say by introduction is it would be helpful if you've seen certain iconic American films. Forrest Gump with Tom Hanks. Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood. Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. Apocalypse Now with Marlon Brando. And probably also, really, I should add The Godfather with Marlon Brando as Don Corleone, because the Brando bit gets a little bit, you know, it's partly Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now, but it's also partly Don Corleone. So All the President's Men. It is 2055 and the earth is scorched and flooded and scorched. Towns and cities have vanished under the oceans. Many millions of people have starved to death or drowned. All across the earth, the presidents and their generals have retreated into their concrete bunkers. Floodwater is rising inside the bunkers. Slaves are forced to fruitlessly bail out the water. God damn it, moans the president. What do we do now? I said, what do we do now, generals? I don't know, says one. Open a can of peaches? God damn it, General, we are facing Armageddon and you think we should open a can of peaches? Those cans been down here a long time, sir. God damn it, General, you're fired. Anyone got a better idea? Prunes, Mr. President. Open a can of prunes. Prunes? Prunes? God damn it, General. You know damn well those prunes go right through me. How can you suggest opening a can of prunes? You're fired. Now, come on, you guys. Give me some ideas. Beans, Mr. President. We should open a can of beans, sir. In fact, quite a few cans of beans, Mr. President. God damn it, what's the matter with you guys? You know damn well those beans make me fart. You really want to hear me fart all night down here? No, sir, Mr. President, I do not. You're fired. Now, who we got left? We could nuke those Chinese, sir. They seem to think they're just as good as we Americans. We need to teach them that the American way is best, sir. Now, hold on there just a goddamn minute, General. Iraqis then, sir? North Koreans? Iranians? Russians, sir? Now, hold on just a goddamn minute, General. Let me think. What's there to think about, sir? All you got to do is press the goddamn button. Now, hold on, General. The world has changed a little. Maybe, Mr. President, sir, but the American way is still the best, sir, and we got to keep showing them, sir. Tell me, General, what has America given the world? Well, Mr. President, sir, I would say we have given the world the US dollar, Hollywood, the Ford Motor Company, the handgun, and the atomic bomb, sir. As opposed, sir, to the Swiss, say, who after 500 years of peace and democracy and that brotherly love shit produced the cuckoo clock. Interesting, General, but nope, I'm sorry, you're fired. Now, who we got left? General De Niro, got any ideas? You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Yes, I am, De Niro. Now cut out that shit. You're talking to me. No, I'm talking to you. Holy son of a bitch. God damn it, you're fired. We need to clean up this place, Mr. President. It's full of filth and scum. We got to clean up the streets. There ain't no goddamn streets left, General. That's why we're down here in this goddamn bunker. I said you're fired, De Niro, and I get the hell out. General Hemingway, what do you got? Mr. President, go out and spend a few weeks trying to catch a big fish. Maybe shoot a few lions. Watch a bullfight. Make love to a beautiful woman. And then go shoot yourself. God damn it, Hemingway. The lions are all washed away, and the bulls, and the beautiful women. And I don't want to catch no fish. Now get the hell out, you're fired. General Dillon, what do you got for me? It better be good.
It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, Mr. President, even you don't know by now. No, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, Mr. President, it don't matter anyhow. When those flood waters rise at the break of dawn, look out your bunker, I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on, and the answer is blowing in the wind. God damn it, Dylan, what the hell are you on about? Got a goddamn singing general now. Damn it, you're fired. Well, sir, even the President of the United States sometimes must have to stand naked. God damn it, Dylan, get out of my sight. Now then, who we got left? General Gump. Got any ideas? Box chocolates, sir. My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So, sir, we could open a box of chocolates. God damn it, Gump, that ain't a bad idea. Mr. President, sir, you have now said, God damn it, 15 times, sir. Just in the last few minutes, sir. God damn it, Gump, you got one hell of a brain there, sir. And that makes 16 times, Mr. President. Well, I'll be damned, Gump, sir. You just stick around a minute, Gump. You are one smart son of a bitch, sir. I would be happy to help, sir, in any way I can. Just one more thing, sir. What is it, Gump? Mr. President, sir, I kind of like the cuckoo clock. God damn it, Gump, so do I. So do I. General Eastwood, show me what you got. Mr. President, sir, this is a Magnum 44, the most powerful handgun in the world, and it could blow your head clean off. God damn it, Eastwood, put that gun away. What the hell are you playing at? I am the President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and I command you to put that gun away. Now, I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? To tell you the truth, in all that excitement, I kind of lost track myself. You got to ask yourself, Mr. President, do I feel lucky today? Well, do you, punk? God damn it, drop your weapon, Eastwood, and get the hell out of here. Calling me a punk? God damn it, what's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with this country? Anybody else? General Kurtz, Brando. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse may be approaching our bunker at this very moment. What do you got? Well, sir, Mr. President, I know you're planning to terminate my command, although you're nothing but an errand boy, sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill. God damn it, Kurtz, I am the President of the United States of America, and you calling me an errand boy? Well, Mr. President, what do I have to lose? We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Alas, our dried voices when we whisper together are quiet and meaningless as wind in dry grass, or rats' feet over broken glass in our dry cellar. God damn it, Brando, what the hell are you talking about? This is the way the world ends, Mr. President. This is the way the world ends. God damn it, Brando, I heard you the first time. Why do you guys keep repeating yourselves? This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. God damn it, Brando, you're depressing me now. You're fired. This is the end. My one and only friend. This is the end, beautiful friend. The end. Mr. President, sir. God damn it, Gump, what is it now? Just to say, sir, that makes 24. God damn it, sir. God damn it, Gump, get the hell out of here. You're fired, God damn it. Sir! The end. Right, one more now. I'm just going to reprise one performance piece. And there's a reason for this, because it actually was read first. Well, I think it was the first time. I went with Dom and Anthony Jones and quite a few other people to Wexford in Ireland in 2013. So we're talking exactly 10 years ago. It was in May, I think. And we had a poetry slam in Wexford Arts Centre. And this is the poem I did there. Didn't win, of course. I think I came 3rd or something. I don't know if you remember, Dom, but yeah. Did I? Oh, right. Okay. Don't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot I don't remember. Let's go back and remember the poem, though. So it's called Buy One, Get One Free. And I've had to change one name in here, and you'll probably realize why. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. There's a bargain for you and a bargain for me. Spend your life in a shopping mall and you can guarantee to put £1 in the pocket of the banking bourgeoisie. Vote Conservative. Get Suella Braverman for free. Yes, buy a Tweedledum and get a free Tweedledee. It's got to be true because I saw it on TV. Plug your mind into a shopping channel, not the BBC, and learn how to buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Oh, oh no. Buy one, get one free. Oh, shit. Oh no, it can't be helped here, can I? I'll skip a verse, I think. Buy one, get one free. The offer's divine. And if you're looking for God, you'll find her online or down at the supermarket doing overtime. She's altering all the price tags, including on the wafers and the wine. She'll sell you rain in a carton or bottled sunshine. No need to worry if you're on the bread line because she's giving handouts in the Tesco shrine. Why buy 8 for the price of 9 when it's buy one, get one free? It's 3 for the price of 2. It's 3 for the price of 2. I'll jab my elbow in your face, blush and shove. It's no disgrace to get to the front of the queue, and it's a race to get that bargain. I'll spend all night in the queue. I'm a blue-blooded Brit, so who gives a shit when it's 3 for the price of 2? Drip feed bargains in the milk for the baby. Let a bargain be the first thing the baby shall see. When you dandle that baby from knee to knee, educate them early in the spending spree. And when she starts talking, her first words will be, not mummy, not daddy, not me, but buy one, get one free. So it's bog off back to Barnsley, and it's bog off back to Brum, and it's bog off back to Bangor with a bargain up your bum. I've been up all night. I've got a bargain in my sight. I won't give up without a fight when it's buy one, get one free. Well, if it's buy one, get one free, they're giving one away and the profits sure look healthy. So how do they make it pay? Don't ask me those kind of questions. I'm searching for a half-price life to waste away. And Mammon's at my shoulder saying, step right this way. No, I don't give a shit. I'm a bargain hunting Brit and it's buy one, get one free, buy one, get one free. Well, those transnational chief executives, they've got to have their slice. They say the government and banks are squeezing them. Oh, now they're living on scraps of rice in their mansions in the shires that now cost more than twice. Times are very hard when you're trading merchandise. So now you'll have to make do with buy one, get one half price. Buy one, get one half price. Buy one, get one half price. It's not quite so good, but will surely suffice for the latest and greatest electronic device. And who can resist a discounted chalk ice in this sweltering summer? Well, me to be precise. But I'd feel like I died and gone to paradise if it were buy one, get one free. So, well, now I've booked my tombstone down in the graveyard and one for my sister, Mary Lou. Got one, too, for my trouble and strife. Got to grab a bargain while the bargains are rife. I need a bargain to end my life, and they were 3 for the price of 2. Lord God Almighty, I got them down in Tesco. They were 3 for the price of 2. Oh, now I can die content, thanks to my undertaker's kind intent. They'll play me out with the bargain hunter's lament. He says, if I take someone with me when my days are spent, it will be buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Thank you very much. I'm still struggling to remember that second verse that I couldn't remember, and I'm not going to be able to do it. But anyway, and I just want to say thanks very much. I just want to say thank you to a few people, and first of all, thank you to everybody who's turned up tonight here and on Zoom. Obviously, I have no idea whatsoever how many people have appeared on Zoom, and I think it's going to be available afterwards, isn't it, Don? To yeah, so people can forever. Oh my God, there you go. Yeah. Buy one, get one free. Yes, for sure. And first of all, I'd like to thank Dominic himself, Dominic Williams of Right for Word. Thank you very much for all the tech stuff. I wouldn't have a bloody clue. I wouldn't have a bloody clue how to put this together. And I'm hugely grateful to Dom for all this. And for all he does anyway in supporting local poetry and spoken word and so on. I'd also like to thank Dave Lewis. Now, Dave Lewis is the guy who actually put my book together. He runs a company called publishandprint.co.uk. So basically, my book is self-published, but I employed him to put it all together and get it to print. And he did my previous book as well. And he's a really very tolerant guy, I reckon. What happened was I put this book together. Jackie went through it. I went through it probably twice at least. We picked out everything that any kind of, even the tiniest of errors, because I don't want the tiniest of errors to be in there. And I got it all. It was about to go to print, and I think, oh fuck! There's a poem I want to put in that book, and I've completely forgotten about it. And to me, it was a really important poem. But it's about the painter Jean-Francois Millet. And I'd had special permission to go to the National Museum of Wales in Cardiff and view Millet's paintings that were in storage because they weren't on display. So somebody actually took me down into the bowels of the Cardiff Museum and showed me Millet's paintings, which was a real privilege, and I was hugely grateful for. And I just couldn't countenance the idea of the poem not going in the book. So I had to say to Dave, sorry, I've missed the poem out completely. We've got to fit it in somehow. And he just, yeah, okay, fine, let's do it. So I'm hugely grateful to him. And obviously, Jackie, I don't know, what do I say? Obviously, she did all the editing work. As a professional editor, why wouldn't I go to my own partner to do all the editing work? But all her support, the publicity, and just being there in all kinds of ways for me. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I've already thanked the YouTubers and the audience, and thanks everybody for your support over the years. You know, I've been kind of doing this sort of thing, not necessarily the books, but reading poetry in public at Cwrw, at the Cellar Bards in Cardigan, and various other places over the years. And so that, you know, there are certain people who have been very supportive in all that time: Mel Perry, Dom, Jackie, and Jax, and lots of other people as well. So thanks to all of you. Jock and Var. That is the end. This is the end.